Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Iiumfm. You're watching our show, the one and only Away from Home, and I'm your DJ for tonight, AHMED DJ, and I'm joined here with.
FADHIL Ahmed Fauzan, you can call me FADHIL.
Okay, and you're from?
Indonesia.
Oh, Indonesia, and specifically where in Indonesia? Because I think it has a lot of islands and.
Yeah, okay. Specifically, I'm from a town called Depok. Okay, if you see the map, there's Java, Java Island.
Okay.
And then in the west, so you see there's a capital city of Jakarta. Below South Jakarta, there is Depok. So it's actually bordering with Jakarta.
Okay, that's really interesting. So today's topic is going to be all about family and friends. And I believe, of course, as you're away from your home, you are of course missing your family, and I believe you have a lot of friends back home too. Just like me, I too have a lot of people I actually miss a lot, especially family. I think is a more closer bond to each of us. So, general idea of how your family is. How do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. I have two younger sisters.
Okay, so you're the oldest.
Yes,
in the house.
I am.
You're holding
So
the
you can,
authority.
yeah, you can see how I am very responsible.
Oh yes, I can see that. So, mashallah, that's good. So, I believe you've done your schooling as well in Indonesia.
Yes.
So you must be having friends back home. So, do you usually when you head back, do you guys get together, meet, something like that?
Yeah, we usually, well, to be honest, I only go near with some specific friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those
I'm
best
not,
buddies.
yeah, best buddies. Because I don't really close to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a short circle, but a good one.
Yeah, but a good one, right.
I see. So usually when you go back, you tend to engage with those people.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So I think that's a really important topic because family is of course a very important bond and relationship we have. Every individual has, and of course friends do make up for these other bonds we have with other people. And I believe they play a vital role in our lives because without family, there'll be a lot of things which you won't be able to do or won't make you what you are. And of course, you need friends through your life's journey to take you further and make you feel better. So of course, inshallah, we'll be talking further on this topic regarding family and friends, and be hearing from our guest tonight, FADHIL Ahmed. So stay tuned on Iiumfm, and we'll be back after a short break. And welcome back to Iiumfm. I'm your host for today, AHMED DJ, on your show Away from Home, joined with a great guest here for tonight, FADHIL Ahmed from Indonesia, Depok specifically.
Yes.
So we've been received a small brief introduction about FADHIL's family and his friends and so on and so forth. So we'll be getting more into the depth of it, and I believe it's more important to start off with a stronger relationship, and that's none other than the family. So you've mentioned that you are the eldest in the house,
yes,
right? And you have two younger siblings,
yes,
and they are sisters. Okay, so we see a lot of similarities in Malaysia and Indonesia as they are neighboring countries. So, are there any differences you can point out when it comes to the family structure or the way a family functions from Malaysia?
Okay, this is quite hard to seriously, because I cannot see the difference.
I see, because I believe there's a lot of cultural ideas and practices which are quite similar, right?
Okay, well, we both know from ICC, yeah. The lecturer explains how Malaysians culture. Well, as I see from that lecture, I don't know. It's very
hard to
very hard to
differentiate. So based on your own personal experience, so how do you see your family as, or how is it under the collectivistic idea of working together and thinking about each other, or is it more based on individualistic ideas, like I like to do this, so I should do that? So which part of it does
they are very collectivistic.
Very collectivistic.
Yeah, and protective.
And protective.
Yes.
So are they overly protective about you as well?
I can say a little bit
I see.
overprotective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you're the big son of the house.
Of course, the
So,
only one.
of course, you're as the eldest son. You are being put into a lot of responsibilities
Mm-hmm.
in the house, and how does that make you feel? Does that give you that sense of authority, or do you tend to feel like it's a lot of things being put upon you, or do you tend to feel that is it that it's your moral responsibility to work for the family?
Okay. On authority, they don't really give me much of authority, yeah.
I see.
But I guess moral.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
moral values.
They are more to moral. So every time my sisters are like, well, fighting each other, usually I'm the one who in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mitigating.
Yeah,
and
mitigating.
moderating.
Yeah,
Okay.
moderating. Sort of stuff like that.
So of
And
course, as those things come upon you, and you say that there's no more authority, so I believe, mashallah, that's a lot of equality amongst siblings.
oh wait. However,
Mm-hmm.
well, this is only for an occasion. They will give me an authority if my parents is, well, left my
Okay.
house. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Then
they
yeah, I believe.
yeah,
Of
only
course,
that. Only
yeah,
that.
yeah. So you become the head of the house
Yeah.
in their absence.
Only for temporary.
So, based on your parents' work schedules and so on and so forth, do you think that they somewhat bring in the collectivistic culture in their family life rather than being more focused on work and so on and so forth? Do you feel that they still make time for family and follow the cultural ideas? Do you think that
Okay.
happens?
Yeah. The way I see it, well, we are not really collectivistic, but
Mm-hmm.
okay. Firstly, my father
Mm-hmm.
worked from morning to night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in a company called Bauer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like dealing with construction.
I see.
Okay, he's a human resource manager.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and also my mother
I see.
selling products.
Okay.
Yeah, in our house.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, okay. Usually my mother is the one who manages
I
his sons and
I
children.
see. I see.
Yeah, and we do usually like speaking with each other, telling stories.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Just
The
sharing,
family
the family
bonding.
thing. Yeah, just
I
sharing,
see.
and maybe we can help each other
True. True.
solving our own problems
I see.
during schools or
Mm-hmm.
well in university.
So as you're away from your family and so on and so forth, do you still tend to communicate with them
I
on a
do
frequent basis?
frequent. Yeah.
I see. So is it on a daily basis?
Yes, it's a daily basis. But currently, at this time, I don't really call my parents much.
I see.
Yeah, maybe because
The busy schedule.
yeah, busy
See,
schedule.
I think the same thing's happening with me because when I had initially come to Malaysia and I was studying, I would call them every day, and of course the call would be pretty long.
Mhm.
But then, based on as we are also in the same classes for
Yeah.
this semester, we can see how busy we are with assignments and so on and so forth. So we don't really get the time to engage. But I think it's really important because. Regardless of not being able to make time, we still tend to have that idea of we need to contact our family at some point, and it's a very important bond to keep because if you and I have because I've heard from some people that they don't usually talk to their families much, and I don't think that's in your case as well. So usually, do your parents have a very worried reaction when you don't tend to call them
Yeah,
frequently?
yeah. That's
Have you encountered any event where they were very worried or they maybe shouting at
they
you?
do. They did, man.
I see.
Uh, when I came first, on my first semester of Kuliah,
Mm-hmm.
so I arrived then in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I have no SIM to call them.
Okay.
I was trying to find a specific SIM Celcom.
Okay.
Okay. I tried to find it in the airport. I didn't find it.
I see.
So I go by bus to the as I remember to the LRT.
LRT KL Central, I believe. I think so.
Yeah, KL Central.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then in Carol Central, yeah, I found the store, the
Okay.
Circle. So I bought them. I
Mm-hmm.
bought it, and finally I can call. Or
I
as
see.
I when I see,
As soon as you
yeah,
see the
yeah. As soon as I open it, just full of messages from my parents.
okay, okay.
Especially there is a I have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
He was my roommate.
Okay,
Yeah, for 2 semesters.
I see.
He knows my mother. My mother called him.
Mm-hmm.
He at that time, my parents called him to call me.
Inquire
Yeah,
upon you. I
inquiring.
see.
Yeah,
So
just to check. Yeah.
yeah. So I can see. I believe that really, that sense of being concerned
Mm-hmm.
for the child, and I believe we don't tend to usually see that. Let's say in individualistic cultures like the U.S.,
Yeah.
where everyone's independent. So that's really good to know because sometimes even though parents come from these cultures, they don't really have the same type of concern or they're like, okay, he'll inform us at some point because of course they care for us. And I usually the dialogue I've met with my parents is that they tell me no matter how old you get, you'll still be a
Still,
small
yeah.
child for us. So I think the same idea and values, inculcated in the Indonesian culture, and I think you're also sort of experiencing that in your family. So thank you for sharing that with us. But can you elaborate more on how is your relation with your younger siblings? How does it go? Do you usually interact much with each other, or
Well,
what?
okay, this is hard to say, but yeah, I don't really talk much with my
Mm-hmm.
sister. Well, for some occasion, I guess.
I see.
Well, for example, my eldest sister.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay, so my younger sister,
Mm-hmm.
the eldest one. Uh, Maybe she talk with me if there is something viral on the
Oh,
internet.
okay. I see.
Yeah, some okay.
So is there a huge age gap between you all?
A little.
Okay, okay. So it does usually tend to happen that when there's an age gap, there's a certain age, I
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
when they don't
I
talk
see.
much, but then as you grow, you tend to have similarities.
No, but this time is not really
I see, I see.
because my family is more okay. You can say it's half Western, half
Okay,
Indonesian. Yeah.
okay, okay.
So it can be like a half collectivistic, half
Half
individual.
individualistic,
Yeah.
I see. That's an interesting look because usually we don't see that in a lot of cultures, the mixture of these two concepts and so on and so forth. So anyway, thank you for sharing with us your views and your own personal experiences regarding family. We'll be taking another break right now, and we'll get back to a more important topic, and that will be regarding none other than your friends. So
Okay.
stay tuned on Iiumfm, and we'll be back after a short break. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to IMFM, your host, one and only Ahmed Jagadar, on the show Away from Home, joined with FADHIL Ahmed, our guest from Indonesia, Depot. And mashallah, Fadl has given us quite intricate details about his family life and a small brief introduction to his life with his friends. So we would like to know further about your friendship with people back home. And as you mentioned that you have a quite small circle of people you engage with. So do you have friends who were with you in school, or were you making these friends along the way as you grew up, or people in your residential area?
Okay. Before I had friends from uh, back in from my residence,
Mm-hmm.
but that after that I moved to another house
I see.
and I never made a social interaction.
I see. I
Yeah,
see.
after that. So my interaction is only at school after that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, back in my elementary school,
Okay.
I didn't have many friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of the same. I can relate to it
Yeah.
because even I do not have many.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So how about your friends back home now? Do you still meet up with them when
Yeah,
you
I
get
do. I
back?
do.
Okay.
So
Are these friends from your school?
yeah, from my school only.
Okay.
I don't know where they are. from my residence back to my life.
I see.
So my friends are, I'm very close with the elementary and junior high school friends because already integrate with them.
Yeah. So you still tend to have a interaction with
Yeah.
them over social media sometimes?
Yeah. I
And
do.
are some of them here in Malaysia, or
Yeah.
are they?
I have one friend
Okay.
in here.
Oh,
In
in
UAE.
IIUM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's great. So, so how do you view the, like, you say your circle is pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the requirements for a person to come under this circle of friendship of yours?
I don't know.
Or is it
yeah,
open to all, but then you select a few?
yeah. I say that.
I see.
Yeah, I open for all, but I
Mhm.
select. Well, yeah, for other friends that are not close, not very close.
Mhm.
So I just probably just say hi
I see.
and ask how are you, and
Mhm.
just general, not very intimate. I say.
I see. So, do you tend to have friends over social media? Because some people, they have online friends. They usually tend to interact with. I also have been part of a group, I think, since a couple of months, where it's just a lot of people from different parts of the world, and we just tend to discuss things and basically talk about our likes. We all have something in common, and we just talk all about. So, do you tend to be
Uh,
part of any of these online communities or fandoms, let's say?
Apparently no.
Oh, apparently no. I see. So, of course, as people tend to have, certain likes and dislikes. So,
Uh-huh.
is it there usually that you tend to make friendships with people who are having the same interests as you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see. Mhm.
Okay. About the close friends. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. You. Okay. For example, yourself.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
believe off screen, like off
Uh-huh.
this channel, we are pretty good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're gamers.
Yeah, of course. So I think that does play a role. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you tend to have similar interests along with someone, you tend to build a more stronger bond of friendship
Mm-hmm.
with them. So how about your people in? How about the people in Malaysia, like in UIA or maybe in Malaysia itself? Have you tend to widen your circle of friends here?
Yeah, I try to,
Mm-hmm.
but
Still making
still making
acquaintances.
still making acquaintances. Although they're not very close,
I see.
they just leave me.
Oh, and is it because they have other interests or something like that?
Probably that.
I see. So, as a person who is very, specific in choosing their friendships, what would you prefer in a person who, let's say, is someone you want to be friends with? What would you choose, or what do the requirements be to be a friend with Fadil Ahmed?
Well, one-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. This is going to be my. I'm gonna tell you for my favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, firstly gaming,
Okay.
and
The
then
typical boy
yeah, typical boy,
requirement.
and then politics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
history.
So really interesting
Yeah,
fields which not many people, I believe, are into.
no, not many.
Maybe political, but I don't think you might find a lot of people who are into history.
No,
Yeah,
no.
and I think because I am a person who likes history a
Yeah,
lot,
me too.
I think that's why we tend to
Yeah,
have
man.
a good friendship amongst each other. So in that context, like in back in Indonesia, in your place, how is friendship viewed? Sometimes because we tend to see that some people tend to consider friendship more important bond and relationship than family,
Mm-hmm.
because we usually see this in teenagers. They say that, oh, my friends understand me, but
Mm-hmm.
my family doesn't. So does this play a huge role in Indonesian society, where friends are considered on a more hierarchical scale, which are
Mm-hmm.
above parents, or does
Yeah,
family come first?
there are certain people
Mm-hmm.
that mostly uh, not more close to friends rather than parents,
Oh,
rather
okay.
than family.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
probably because they are social.
Socially more
Yeah,
active with
socially more.
those people.
Yeah, so they usually spare their time and share to solve their problem with friends rather than
Rather than
parents.
approaching
Yeah,
family.
maybe because the parent is very maybe abusive,
Okay.
or rather, how it called that?
So how do you personally view that as like? Do you think family plays a more important, huge role, or?
Yeah, personally, family is more important rather than friends.
I see. So what would your advice be to these people who are um, considering friends more important to family? Let's say, based on the Indonesian aspect or Indonesian perspective.
Uh, I would say it's okay
Mm-hmm.
if your parents is abusive and don't like to receive
Your
your
opinions or
opinion, your
things.
emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to have friends you're close
Help
to,
you out. Yeah.
but you have to again choose
Yeah.
which friends are suitable for you and will bring you to good deeds.
True. True.
Yeah,
Especially in we see.
yeah. Well, because apparently many typically people like that back home
Mm-hmm.
usually
Go on the wrong
go on
path.
wrong. Yeah,
I see. So I think we can learn from a great Islamic value that the Prophet teaches us that how the company you keep with will define you and how we should choose people who bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I think that does play a huge role, and of course I believe that you're also quite specific in choosing your friends,
yeah,
and I think that sometimes is a good thing because it makes you actually analyze like if my acquaintance with this person is going to be helpful to me, or is it going to be helpful to them as well, and is it
yeah.
going to be good to keep on this friendship and so on and so forth.
Friends with benefits.
Not like that,
Okay.
not in that context. But yeah, so Alhamdulillah, we do have a lot of similarities between us. So Alhamdulillah, we are good friends. So even in the Islamic aspect, how I mentioned that we have to look for people who bring us closer to Allah. And in your cultural view, also we see that I believe Indonesians hold more to collectivistic culture, so family is considered more important, and the societal values, upheld. So that's a very interesting look on it because we don't usually tend to have a lot of people, especially in our university as well, because I believe a lot of them are living on campus independently. So the bonding is more amongst friends or
Yeah.
roommates. So I believe we need to look and mitigate between the right and the
Yeah.
wrong, and choose the right, you know, relationship that is friendship held in more importance or family. And regardless of what it may be, like how you gave an example that if your parents or family members might be abusive, it is good to always have someone
Yeah.
who is supportive. But we need not forget, because if not for them, we would not
Yeah,
be
we'll
here.
not be here.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that view on us. So we'll be taking another short break before we will be coming to the end of our show, sadly. So stay tuned on Iiumfm for this show and to hear more from our guests. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and welcome back to Iiumfm, our show for tonight, Away from Home. I'm your DJ, Ahmed Jagaza, joined with FADHIL Ahmed. So we have reached the final segment of our show for tonight, and of course, it's been a nice experience knowing your own perspective and your personal moments in life regarding family and friends. So, of course, I believe that, as you mentioned, it holds a really important part of our lives, an integral part of society itself, where you tend to engage with family and make friends along the way too. So, as we have seen from the Indonesian perspective of how his own family members are maintaining the collectivistic and individualistic idea, having a bit of Western and Eastern in them. So, what would be your, let's say, like final advice to people regarding in the terms of family and friends? like, do we keep them close, or any words of quote motivation or inspiration from our guest tonight?
Well, I say family is most important.
Mm-hmm.
However, just we try to find someone supportive as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as in, if your family is not really, uh,
Understanding
yeah,
your,
understanding
yeah.
you, uh, abusive or
Mm-hmm.
anything else, like to mock or
I see, I see.
just, it's okay to find friends that
Mm-hmm.
supportive. However, try to find someone that deliver you to good deeds. As
I see.
yeah, as in hadith
Mm-hmm.
and Quran say, not Quran, right? Hadith.
Yeah, I believe it's
Yeah, uh, your friends will bring you uh, to either good deeds or bad.
mm-hmm. So it's
Well,
very important to
very important to seek friends.
of the
Yeah,
right ideals and
yeah, yeah.
practices. So I think, yeah, mashallah, that plays a very important role in, I believe, in all of our ummah's lives, because the right people might be wrong for you, and you might think they might be the wrong people, but
Mm-hmm.
they might try to bring you on the right path. So that was a very interactive and informative session, and thank you for joining us tonight on
You're
our
welcome.
show, Away From Home. So stay tuned on Iiumfm. Do follow us on Instagram and our Facebook page, and do check out our Twitter page as well. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel for further content, and see you next time on Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. only on Iiumfm, your campus radio.